Well, today is Workforce Wednesday, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. Every Wednesday, we scroll on the bottom of our screen local job opportunities and local businesses looking to hire. If you're looking for a new career change or taking a new career path, Workforce Wednesdays for you. And if you're a local business or company looking to expand your workforce, Workforce Wednesdays for you as well. Contact Bernie here at the station for 554-5965 if you'd like to pursue Workforce Wednesday. And it's now time for today's web poll question. So here is what we're asking. Based on what I reported yesterday, should flavored tobacco products be banned in the county community? You can go to our website to answer what you think, yes or no. Go to our website at WAGMTV.com or through our mobile app on your phone. We will reveal the results in News Source 8 at 5:30 and the final results on the late edition. Very excited to have our live guest this morning for AM Chat, my friend Abby Claire, who is the Executive Director of the Aroostook House of Comfort. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We so appreciate
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, this is I'm so excited. She presented to our Kiwanis Club and talking a little bit more about this and educating people about what they think they know versus what you actually do and how you're expanding. For those that may not be aware, what exactly is the Aroostook House of Comfort?
Sure. So the Aroostook House of Comfort is a 6-bed inpatient hospice facility right here in Presque Isle. It's owned by the Aroostook Hospice Foundation. So I'm the Executive Director for the Aroostook Hospice Foundation. We're a nonprofit organization with a local board of directors. And so we own the facility and we partner with Northern Light Home Care and Hospice, who's a Medicare certified hospice agency, to staff and operate and provide all of the clinical oversight for the facility.
It's a very important site, especially the fact that we're north of Bangor. Talk about how important that is that you're based right here in the county.
Sure. So we feel we're incredibly fortunate to have the Aroostook House of Comfort here. We're actually only one of 4 inpatient freestanding hospice facilities in Maine, the closest being Rockport, followed by Auburn, and then Scarborough.
That's a ways down,
it's a large geographic region that really doesn't have appropriate access to inpatient hospice care.
For those that may, obviously we know what hospice is, but actually you do arrange even more, so talk about that.
So we are specifically a hospice facility, but we do offer 3 different levels of care. One which would be general inpatient care, which is for pain and symptom management, covered by most insurances. We also offer respite, which is a specific hospice benefit for a 5-day stay to an inpatient facility to give a caregiver a break for whatever reason that might be. And then we do have admissions that are hospice, but sometimes private pay or covered through our charity care program if insurance is not covering that admission.
But the other thing I found really unusual and I think is really great is that you offer something for family members. Talk about that aspect where they can actually be there with their loved ones.
Sure. So a part of the hospice philosophy, whether that's at home or in an inpatient hospice setting, is taking care of the caregivers. And that could be a spouse, it could be a number of different people that are kind of burdening that role together. But when someone is in the hospice facility, their caregiving team is a part of that stay too. So we have cots, people can stay overnight, we have bedding for them if they need to. Visitation is unlimited. We welcome families to have gatherings, to have birthday parties, to have anniversary celebrations, whatever that may be, when they're in the hospice house, because we believe that even though you're on hospice, we want you to continue living to the best extent that you can, and your people are a part of that. And that's a large part of the hospice philosophy.
The other thing is environment. You talked about how a lot of the rooms, they're decorated like as if they were home. How important is that, and what does that entail?
Sure. So it was very intentional that the hospice house in the design phase would be made to feel like a home, and that it would not feel institutional. So if you were to go into the facility, you would see artwork on the walls, wood on the ceilings, gardens outside of the windows, homemade bedding, which is made by local quilters. There are many, many touches of home that I think are just what make it special and what make it so unique versus some other inpatient settings that maybe are not as conducive to those different needs.
The other thing is that it really kind of stretches we're thinking that it's just for, people who are end of life and obviously elderly, but it's not. Talk about that aspect. And I thought that was really interesting.
So we can accommodate patients of any age. We have had young individuals with ALS or cancer diagnoses. Hospice is not just a cancer program. Sometimes that is a misconception, but there's a large range of diagnoses that one can qualify for under hospice. And we can admit people pediatric patients if we need to. That was something that we touched on at Kiwanis. Thankfully, that hasn't happened, but it can, and we're there to accommodate that. We do have actually a children's room that was donated by the Logan P. Graves Foundation, and thankfully that's used by visitors, and it's available to young children who are visiting someone, but it is also there in the event we needed it for a patient.
Obviously, and you mentioned about private donations. How can we as a community continue to help you all so that you're continuing to give back and help families and communities in our own county community?
Sure. So donations are certainly crucial to what we do to sustain our organization, to sustain the facility. There's a number of ways people can get involved. We have 2 major fundraising events through the year. Our Walk for Hospice, which is Saturday, September 14th at Nordic Heritage Center. So people can sign up, they can fundraise through Facebook. If you have a business or organization, you might consider sponsoring that event, along with our annual Golf Classic, which is held every Father's Day weekend. We also do have a memorial garden with stones that can be purchased, and those are dedicated every August, so that's another fundraising opportunity for us.
What's your website if people want to kind of take a look-see?
The Aroostookhouseofcomfort.org.
Abby, thank you so much for being our guest this
Thank you
morning.
very
Thank
much.
you and your staff
Appreciate
for
it.
everything that you're doing for the community.
Thank you.
We so
It's a privilege.
appreciate you. You know, it's our privilege to have you here. Let's go over to Vanessa now for a brief look at weather. Good morning.